Now we are going to learn about how to write literature review article. So you can write your literature review article using two approaches. The first one is chronological way and the next one is thematical way. Chronological, which means if you are writing a research article about the mobile phone, a simple example has been given here. So in 1990 how the phones were, and in 2020 how the phones having lot of features like touch screen, front camera, back camera, and the battery, fingerprint, lot of features were there, right? So difference between as the years goes on, how the advancement in the technology happens, similar to that you have to write the research article. And the thematical way is the theme. So if I am having a mobile phone, it has a various theme like button, speaker, touch, battery, fingerprint, SD card, charging, board, which in the sense like motherboard. So if you are writing in a thematical way, so these are all a separate theme. If I am going to write a literature review article, so if I have to select some 200 articles, which means in button I will be having some 40 articles, speaker I will be having some 40 articles, touch screen I will be having some 40 articles, battery. So relevant to each topic. So inside the body of the article I will be having a heading like speaker, how it works in mobile phone. So in that, what are the inside the speaker I will be having like 3-4 subheadings, using which magnet and what is the frequency and how about the sound, all these things I will be using. And about the button, what is the material has been used, and all comparatively to other buttons, how much it is quite economical or similar, and tested, how it is has been tested. And about touch screen and about battery, how about the life and everything. So similar headings, subheadings I can put, and I can put the articles over there and I can write. That is a thematical way. That is a quite easier way of writing the literature review article. And the first thing is you have to search. You can use Google Scholar or you can search via Scopus, Web of Science, or mainly Crossref metadata. Various search engines were there. So with the help of that you can search the literatures. Then search by relevant title and read the title carefully. Check the years. That is must, as I said quite earlier in the earlier topic. Go back from the recent articles and copy references in a text with APA format. A minimum of, for example, if you can take here 60 articles. For example, I am sharing with 60 articles, and you can take not maximum 180. You can go through like 250. Even I have seen more number of articles like 400, 380 articles I have seen, and copy it in a text file. Only the references. See, if you are taking some 60 articles, open a Word file, put all the 60 references alone. That is relevant to the your article. Sometimes you can search relevant to like this. For example, about battery, you can find some 40 articles. Then a next heading, a touch screen, you can find some 40 articles. Then mobile camera, you can find some 40 articles. So relevant to that also you can do it. So just go to Google Scholar and open the APA file. It's a common file, a reference used in many research journals, and open a Word file and put like this. See, only the reference alone. Then you can use Sci-Hub, ResearchGate, JournalLib, or various website to download the research article. So if you in your institute they have the subscription for having this kind of download all your articles, you can do that. Next, if you are able to connect with your collaborators or your friends from various IITs or NITs and abroad universities, you can send the articles and you can get from them, because if they have the institute subscription for various journals. Even or another cases, you can contact the authors through mail and you can get the article. In all the ways, if it is not possible, you can go ahead with Sci-Hub, ResearchGate, and LibGen for downloading the article. Somehow you have to do the research work, right? That is the main thing. And all articles must be in a single folder. Open each article, copy and paste the abstract and conclusion below the each references. See, every reference were there. Below every reference, the abstract and conclusion has been compiled. What all the thing is important thing has been added over here. Now after doing this for all the 60 articles, now what I will be doing is I will be reading every paragraph, which means the abstract and the conclusion which is added. So now I will be knowing that what he has been done, and what is the methodology, what is the result he has been achieved. So the all the things I will be going through, and in that I will be writing on my own. Normally many people what they are doing is suddenly they go through, put this word in rough and write or other rephrasing softwares like Quillbot. So do that and they will be rephrasing. You should not do that. You have to write on your own what they have said, and you have to understand and you have to write it. In case sometime again when you are checking the plagiarism, whether that is matched with others, you can certain words you can by using thesaurus or synonyms you can change it, but the citation has to be properly given. After this you should have this reading strategies, that in Excel sheet you can separate by theme or by group for all the articles. So if you are having some 60 articles, 10 articles for mobile camera, 10 articles for fingerprint, 10 articles for speaker, 10 articles for charging point, 10 articles for motherboard, similar to that you have to separate and you have to work, so that then only you from for each heading below that you can see. Now I am telling about the common, about the mobile phone, but in your subject, in your research area, more in depth you have to do this research work. And then you should not take, if you are having 60 journals, it doesn't mean every 60 journal you should take some image and put below every abstract or every reference. It should not be like that. But see, for example, one article I have been earlier writing regarding that sedimentation, which means, see, a cup is there. Inside that, think oil has been mixed with some iron particles. Now I am having a small steel ball. So if I am putting that steel ball in the iron particles or the oil which is available in the cup, so it will take some 3 or 4 minutes or 3 or 4 seconds to reach the bottom, which means the sedimentation, how it is, the iron particle has been sediment, or the material which I am using inside the cup, that will be coming down, which means similar to that, if I am going to do research work relevant to this topic, so what I will be doing is I will be searching the graph, the x and y axis of every graphs from each article. So when I have the compilation of all the graph in my literature review article, in future somebody want to study about the sedimentation topic, they don't want to search 50-60 articles and they don't want to go through these all the things. Just if they go through my article, that will be helpful for them for understanding about the sedimentation and how the material property vary, and by adding what material the sedimentation has been controlled. So all these things they will be studying. So so it doesn't mean you have to take all the images from every journal. It's not the thing, because some people they do that, and but take some clarity image you can by using snipping tool or some print screen. You can just zoom in or the full make us the full screen, and then you can work on it. So this is how it will be. The figures will be there and the figure caption, then the rephrased sentences, and then you can use some reporting verbs like argue, assert, assume, challenge, claim, condemn, contradict, object, observe. Such reporting words you can use in between sentences to give a comment or suggestion, and you can use reporting words like Daniel discussed, Kumar studied, Sarath presented, investigated, conducted, expressed in, examined, pointed out, reported, compared, viewed, demonstrated. Such reporting words you can use to have the flow of every art. See, if you are going while you are writing, the connection should be there between each sentences, that is must. And some of the checklist was choose the right topic. So the topic will be quite different when we are comparing to the technical papers. Here it will be starts from some topic, finally a review or a state of art on such topic changes will be there. comparatively to the technical papers. And the topic must be interesting to you. It should also be well defined and important to the field. If you are try to have some of the recent advanced topics like AI, ML, data science and other, if you are from that area of research work, if you such topic is there, it will be more number of people will be going through your research article and it will be getting more number of citations. So topic is a quite important thing. And check the literature you have chosen. So monitor every papers and make changes to your bibliography if required, and prepare a complete reference list and take notes while reading. Like you can use some of the reference tools like Mendeley. There is option for Mendeley Reader or Mendeley Viewer, and other tools you can use for reading, or you can take a photocopy and you can go through like in a hard copy, and decide the format of your review. So whether you are going to do in a thematical way or a chronological approach, and what type of material and amount of work you are going to do, because for some conference articles a certain page, some 8 to 9 pages or 10 pages is enough. If you are going for some Scopus index, a certain thing is enough. And if you are going for some Web of Science ACIE index journal or Web of Science core collection journals, it will be quite differ. And keep the focus specific and interest general, so that you have to go through and analyze critically. Don't summarize. Cover the main findings in the review field, include topics that are most debated, and add your own thoughts instead of reporting what has been said. You can give a lot of suggestion. Even some of my literature review article, I have been given some suggestion that many suggestions like certain work will be there, the experimental part will be missing, or the material they can do some changes and they can do the test. When you use such suggestions, it will be helpful for them. At the same time, they will be knowing about you. You are also a person doing as a research person, you are doing some kind of research regarding these topics, and get the structure right. The use some flow charts or some graphical or tabulations. Some of the flow should be there. So while somebody is going to read your article, there should not be the between the sentences or between the paragraph. It doesn't mean no connection should not be there. So it should have some connections. Rely on some feedback. Seek feedback from your colleagues or peer or your supervisors or your friends or senior colleagues before submitting your literature review for publications. And be objective. Avoid some sounding though you are over critically or the favor of previous research. And include older studies, not in throughout the article, like in introduction part, in the background of your article, or sorry, background of your research work, you have to include older studies. And then how the title should be. So you can see in the screen, advancement in energy harvesting magnetorheological fluid damper, a review. Magnetorheological fluid dampers, a review of parametric modeling. A review on magnetorheological fluid damper and its application for seismic mitigation. A review of state of art in. So you can see the title how it has been varied. So this is how the literature review title will be. And the abstract, you can see the first 2-3 sentences. It's about the basic of the work and how about the application, and what all the models were there, how about the control system, whether this is active or semi-active or passive control system. And then it says this state of art paper, which means a review paper, includes a detailed literature review of dynamic models of MR fluid. Such way you have to write, and how you are going to conclude. And you can see another literature article. It's quite interesting that most of the headings and that has been added in a sentence format, and they have written the abstract. And the review starts with an introduction of the basics of MR fluid and their different modes, consequences with different types of MR fluid based devices, and the relevant applications. So it is quite easier for writing the abstract. At the same time, when you go through this abstract, you will be able to understand that what are all the description which is available inside the manuscript. So finally you can see the last line. Finally, the review ends with design and advancement issues, performance analysis matters, and analytical modeling of energy generated magnetorheological fluid damper systems. And in table, this is a small suggestion I will be telling many researchers that many researchers what they do while they are writing the literature review article, only they will be doing these changes like going through the abstract and refreshing, and they used to submit for literature review article. But you can have this kind of table, like see here the left side, what are all the area this MR damper, which means it's a device similar to a shock absorber device. It's a vibration controlling device. So what are all this application? Brakes, polishing device, hydraulic seals, composite structures. So you can see in the left. And next the figure number, what all the figure has been added in the articles, and that application, heavy truck, knee, aerospace industry, what all the industry is applications, and then reference. So what are the article? So for example, sometime my research work may be the third one, polishing devices, which means I can refer the figure number 9 and what are all these applications. Then I can go through the reference Wang et al 2013, which means if other applications were not useful for me, just I can go with this polishing devices, and next article I will go for the going for the reference. So which means this will be helpful to the future researchers. They will not to go through the whole article, and the specific one they can learn, and they can be useful, that will be useful for them. And another table you can see the application alone and with the reference, application alone with the reference. And in this table you can see the model, equation, figure, finally the reference. So what are the type of models were there, and their equations, and the figure, finally the reference. And inside the body of the article you can see Jolly et al proposed, Nissan developed, Norsegun investigated. In the right side you can see Erson invented, Murthy also invented, Sudha et al proposed, and you designed. So similar to that you have to write, but the connection should be there between each sentences. And the graph, you can not only you can plot graph on your own, like number of articles relevant to the topic you have find. And if you go through this kind of presentation, you can see in the first one the research work between elevated temperature and ambient temperature. If the researcher having some 100 articles, he just go through every article and find whether that is elevated temperature or ambient temperature. With that he plot a graph. So 6% articles wherein, see in the top you can see research distribution on biofibrous concrete, elevated temperature he is able to find 6%, and remaining for elevated temperature many articles were 94%, which means in 6% very less people were doing the research work. So such a way you can plot a new graph. That is a figure 2 which I have shared quite earlier, and the figure 1 will be like the material distribution of some material used for the elevated temperature. Various material has been used, and the next one will be number of articles. There are various fibers were there, hemp, sisal, jute, pineapple and coir. So how many number of articles, number of publication in ambient temperature, and how number of publication in elevated temperature brown color, and ambient temperature is blue color. And what type of study, whether that is experimental study or a modeling study or review article or an what type of article. So with that you can plot a graph. You can see here nearly 155 articles they have done only the experimental work. Remaining other investigation or other studies were quite lesser. And some of the keywords you can see fiber reinforced concrete. So how about with the keywords? If you are having some 100 articles, every article will be having minimum of 4 to 5 keywords. Type all the keywords alone and you check. You can plot a graph even, so that in future, see, which means this kind of, with the help of these keywords only, many people they will be searching in any search engines. So such top keywords you can able to use in your article, so that your article will be reaching more number of people. Then the properties, what are the properties they have been studying, the number of publication. So this is you can plot some graph for your research work. And then conclusion will be like, based on the available data, this paper presented a review of previous studies on so and so, and what the discussion has been done. Based on the discussion, the following conclusion are made, and then you can conclude some of the important discussion or interpretation which you made inside the article. And images which were considered, you should cite every images which you have taken from some other article. And some researchers, what they do is, they don't cite in the figure caption, and they will be writing a sentence that figure 23 shows like installation of an MR fluid damper. Then if it is in a bracket, they will be mentioning these citations. So you can do like that, or below the image near to the caption list you can cite it. Thank you.